check.
You guys muted?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, because I couldn't hear it, so I figured you did.
Well, we're gonna have to.
They're small, 9 units. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's signature. It'll take place, kind of. So I mean, this isn't a bad spot. That'd be good.
And you can
Be a
eat.
good deal. And you
And,
can eat.
and,
And you
and
can
I'm
eat
gonna
while
tell
you
you
do it,
folks,
not have to move.
they keep a clean bathroom.
Dude, which
so
is important to me also.
it is.
Yeah.
If you don't know, now you know. Also coming June 1st at Mama June's, we will be having,
July 1st.
yeah, what'd I say?
June
Well,
at Mama June. It's
the
July
weekends
1st
are
at
going
Mama
by
June.
so
Not
fast.
Summertime.
July 1st at Mama June's, we're going to have Gavin Giddens, who is nationally ranked in the 9 to 12-year-old junior drag racing league. We're actually going to have his little junior dragster car at Mama June's, and as of right now, it should be there all day. And also, Rodney Holmes is who is with the Misfits BMX at the Jacksonville BMX track, and he's nationally ranked also. He will be there with his bikes also. Should be there all day, so y'all come out, support the kids.
So you're covering some motorsports and some X Games.
And the Misfits.
That's right.
That might be appropriate name.
Yeah. I've been called that before.
You can go ahead and announce our call-in number, because I know you know it by heart.
You know I do. So you can call in at 229, area code 229-252-2521. That's area code 229-252-2521.
And let's just go ahead and jump into it. I think the biggest news right now in the NFL is Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib has come out as being the first openly gay active NFL player. And I say the first openly active is because he has been in the league for a while. He's not trying to make a team. He has actually played, unlike Michael Sams, who got cut. But he is entering into his 6th NFL season and the 2nd with the Raiders. To me, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I don't see why they're making it.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's not taboo to be that way anymore.
I mean, it's not the 70s and.
I mean,
even
everybody
the
can be
80s
the
no more.
first to everything. He can be the first actively open Raider, and then you know what I mean. Like every team's gonna have a first actively open person. I mean, I don't. There's just too many firsts. I don't see it as a big deal in 2021. It's not taboo. You know what I mean?
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. I don't think. I mean, his teammates are coming out supporting him. The NFL is definitely coming out supporting him. If anything, they may be sort of going over the top on it. If you can be over the top on it, I think you personally can. I don't think we're where we're at 15 years ago.
No. Yeah, I think it's the NFL's saying all the right things. What are they gonna say? You know, who don't say that? No. I mean, I think Roger Goodell put a statement out there supporting him and his way of life, I guess. So it's like you said, 15 years ago it's probably the top story and it's taboo, but now it's kind of it's news today.
Are you a fan of Roger Goodell's?
Compared to
Just, are you a fan?
Not really.
You think he's going the right way with the league, or?
Not really.
I was at first. When he first became commissioner, I liked him, but now it's like he's bowing down to the pressure. There's no consistency. And that's the biggest thing to me, is that there's no consistency.
I liked Paul Tagliabue a lot better, but I don't know how he would have fared in the day and age that we're in now with the Nason thing and doing the right thing, the political thing,
Yeah.
right? The Colin Kaepernick thing, any of that. But they've always, you got to look back at the years where Jim McMahon and those guys did stuff, and Al Davis back in the 70s so there's been things that were the first or were taboo or whatever. I'm using that word a lot today. That were, they were frowned upon. Maybe every commissioner has had to do that, and a lot of them fought back against it. And you're right. I don't think Goodell, he has bowed down to just about anything that
Political group.
but that's come across there, but not just him. I think everybody has to. If you don't let it be what it is and move on, it becomes a bigger deal. I think maybe it's why.
And that may be why he's just going along with everything.
And why would you not? It's the guy's personal life. It's not like his preference is on the field. He's at his job, and when he goes home to whoever he goes home to.
And it's like you
Has
said, it's
nothing to
not
do with it.
affected.
Not
It
affect his
doesn't
job,
affect the
so
way he plays.
why it's news, I don't know.
Speaking of the way of things that can affect the way players play, is unvaccinated NFL players could have a competitive consequences, according to Yahoo Sports. The NFL is currently requiring that unvaccinated players are required to wear a mask and can't eat in the cafeteria. Restrictions on travel and facility use. So I don't know if that means if you're vaccinated and I can't come in and use it even though I'm more than 6 feet away.
You say what it means?
Don't come in.
It means do what we told you to do and go get vaccinated.
Exactly.
Or we're gonna make your life really tough if you don't.
Do you agree with it? And there's
No.
more. It's
No.
and they can continue to be tested for COVID daily. They got to stay in town during breaks, and they still miss games due to exposure by sitting out 5 games, versus a vaccinated player has to sit out 0 games even though they were exposed to the same ones.
Because they want you to get vaccinated. They're making it hard on you to not do it. And I think it's a choice whether or not I want to be vaccinated from an 99.99% survival rate. So you sit out 5 games?
5 games if you're just exposed.
So
you don't have to test positive.
So if now schools and everywhere else have always done 10 to 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
NFL doesn't play 5 games. I don't get the math there, because 5 days is 35. Is
5 games.
Is 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And they only got a 17-week season.
That's 35 days of being quarantined. So you miss, in essence, a third of the school of the season for being exposed to someone that has it. Is that not basically bullying you into getting vaccinated so you can go to work?
I believe it is. When military is being told you don't have to, but we strongly encourage it, does your opportunity to attain rank start coming into factor later if you refuse it?
So let me ask you what happens here. Let's just say the NFL, we use it for example. Players like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, they don't get it. Are you telling me that you're going to not let those guys play?
And I think that's where you're going to have to get to. You're going to have to get some of these stars that say, sit me, fire me, release me, whatever, I'm not doing it.
Or are they going to magically not be ever be exposed to it, ever, even though they are?
I think we go back to what we said about Roger Goodell and the fact that he's going to have somebody buck the system. And it ain't going to be a reserve defensive lineman. It's going to have to be a name brand player.
Star.
Moving on from that, locally, as far as some of us are concerned, with the Falcons, they have signed 8 out of their 9 players. Only Kyle Pitts remains. he has also been invited to the tight end U, and we'll get into
What is
that
that
in just
exactly?
a
Yeah,
little
we want
bit.
to talk about that.
It's
Whenever we get
I
to it.
can't think of the guy's name, but I know George Kittle and Travis Kelce and one other former tight end have started a tight ends group where they invite basically promising tight ends
Yeah.
to come to a camp where they go over what they need to do.
Right.
Just a camp for
That
tight
would get
ends.
better.
And
Well, when we get to that, I didn't want. I mean, I
No,
didn't
go
mean to
ahead,
jump the
go
gun.
ahead.
The fact that the Falcons have signed 8 out of 9 of their draft guys, that's not unusual for the first round pick to not have signed yet, because normally his money is more than the.
mhm.
Um,
And they're slotting.
picking a tight end that high in the draft, they've got to be careful to get. I mean, he's projected to be the offensive rookie of the year in some polls. What was he, the sixth pick, fifth?
Fifth.
So that I don't know how many of the other guys in the top 5 or 6 have signed. That's not really. It'll get done.
I don't think
obviously.
enough of them around him. I say they're slotting them, and I don't
Yeah.
think very many around him up top have signed. So it's just a matter of falling into place.
Yeah.
You get one sign here, and then this one will say, okay, well that's where we should be at because he's there,
Yeah.
and it's gonna happen soon.
Oh yeah, he's going to sign, but just like the reports out of, and I don't have this on our notes, but I did want to mention it. There have been tidbits of rumor that Aaron Rodgers will show up for training camp. That he's talked with Matt LaFleur, which is the coach, and he's give subliminal, maybe that's the word to use. The way he worded his press conference, he's not worried about. He's right now they're carrying 4 quarterbacks, not counting Rodgers. Blake Bortles is one of them, Jacksonville's former quarterback. I figured that. But the way he spoke, it sounded like he wasn't worried about Aaron not being there. I mean, he didn't say it, but he said it.
But
And
how
I
long-
said-
but
I saw-
I wonder how long he's there though. Do we come to camp and still be persistent about I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here,
Well, like I
or do
told-
we come in and just business as normal? But as soon as I can get out, I will.
Well, like I told you guys, I think we talked last week, was it, that if I got in
Yep.
there and I wanted to leave, I start throwing the ball on the ground every time it's my turn to take a snap. You're not going to play me. Much money as you owe me, you'll box me and ship me.
But is there something to where they could suspend you for not giving it your best? I mean, because we know even though a lot of people don't like him, we know he's one of the best QBs. There's no
He's
doubt
reigning
about
MVP.
that. But is there a practice or system set to where if a player basically just shows up and says, "You can sit me, I ain't doing nothing," and that's where I think a lot of people get frustrated with pro sports.
Yeah.
Is because there probably is a system set up to where if the guy don't want to play, you can set him over there and nothing's going to happen to him. I mean, you can fine him.
If they suspend Aaron Rodgers, that frees his nights up for jeopardy.
Yeah.
So he's got a night job if he wants to.
And he could do that even without. So
Yeah. I just want to throw that out there that he more than likely will be showing up.
I still think he gets traded.
He may.
I think he does. Me personally, I would trade him to Detroit or New York. Probably New York. Probably the Jets.
They never win.
Staying with the Falcons for just a second, offensive line Matt Gono has had surgery for undisclosed reasons and will miss indefinite time, and he was expected to start at left guard. So we'll stay on top of that. Linebacker Deion Jones was named as the number 7 top linebacker in the NFL. And our favorite, Calvin Ridley, has minor foot surgery. This coming on the heels of the Julio trade, and now he's going to be the number 1 receiver. Will he be well in time?
Well, I think it drives Pitts' money up, certainly.
Oh yeah, you can throw that fact out there when you're negotiating.
Yeah, and you got the Falcons 10-7 this year, right? You feel like they're
I think that when looking at the schedule, they have a lot of first-year coaches they're playing and a lot of first-year, second-year, very young quarterbacks. So with the veteran team that they have, yeah, I think they go 10-7, but I don't think they go past the first round.
They could. That's a tough division. That NFC South and the NFC West are, you can be penthouse to outhouse year to year. Not saying you're a bad team, but because they're so competitive. But you know what I mean?
They're a bad team.
I mean, like the Bucks went from 7-9 to the Super Bowl. The Saints do it.
But it can be done if you have the money available. And that's what
Yeah.
the Bucks proved last year, was if you have the money available. Now you got to have the right coaching, because we've seen the superstar teams, and we've also seen the superstar teams sitting at the house when it postseason started.
If it doesn't gel, it don't work.
So it can be done. I just don't think I don't think they're ready. Not with a first year head. But typically now the first, second year head coach has a lot of improvement with the team.
Yeah.
So we'll see from there.
We'll see.
You was asking about the tight end and the reason we mentioned it, folks, was because Tim Tebow was not invited and people were upset.
Maybe he's too good.
George Kittle said that he wasn't invited to tight end U simply because his name carries weight with fans and media and not his tight end prowess. So basically, prove to us that you're an up and coming tight end, and we'll bring you. It's the way I took it.
I don't know why they wouldn't invite him still, though. I mean,
But they did limit. I think it's only limited like 15, 17 tight ends in the NFL.
Well, then I get that. And he's not a young up and comer. He's 33, 34.
But as far as tight end position, he's an
Yeah.
up and comer.
I guess. I don't know why his name would have mattered if they felt like if it was a camp that would do him some good. It would definitely bring exposure to their camp that he was there, and maybe they didn't want that. Maybe they'd like to run a quiet little, camp. But I don't know why you wouldn't invite him other than just you don't think he's gonna make the team. That makes your camp look bad because.
To me, I think it's sort of what he says. He's not. We're trying to get young up and comer tight ends and show them some ropes to help them. I think some of it also has to do with the fact he's not a rookie. He's not a second, third year player. He has been in the system as far as the NFL player. So there's not a lot of ropes they're going to show him except for the tight end.
I don't know why. Folks
Also, I think if his name wasn't Tim Tebow, would he be considered in? And that's something we don't know. I know they did invite another reserve Jaguars tight end, so that came into question. And again, they just said back to the fact that they was inviting guys for their tight end prowess, and they didn't feel he had it.
Well, the Tebow wagon's going to catch it either way. Either they're mad he went and he shouldn't have, or they're mad that he didn't go and he should have. Anything he does,
He got hit too hard. He didn't get hit hard enough.
His entire career, no matter how much longer it goes, anything that happens should have or shouldn't have in the eyes of other folks. He's a good villain, good bad guy, good guy.
But like I say, it's a love-hate. You either love him or you hate. It's like Brady. You either love Brady or you hate Brady. There's no in between. Also sticking with some Jags news. Jimmy Smith says ex-wide receiver and ex-Jags wide receiver coach Keenan McCardell, who is a former Jacksonville player, was not allowed to coach the way he needed to during Doug Marrone's tenure.
Is he still there?
He got fired.
Keenan McCardell.
Whenever they did the coaching change, he got let go also.
Jimmy Smith was probably my favorite Jaguar receiver back then.
He was a hoss.
He was good.
And them two put together was
with Mark Brunell. They were.
Yeah.
They put him on the map for a little while. Why say that now? I mean, why not? First of all, why wouldn't Keenan McCardell come out and say it? I don't think he needs. Wasn't Jimmy Smith hooked on crack for a while?
he did some time.
Maybe he's back on it.
Was it? Yeah, it was Smith.
Yeah.
He did
Pretty
some.
sure it was him.
But I guess he's just taking up for his former teammate.
That's fine. I mean, how does he? Maybe McCardell. Remember, it was
He
either
said
McCardell or
they
McCardell.
had talked before, and he was told, "I'm not allowed to coach him the way I want," because A.J. Smith, the receiver that has jumped, did not progress under McCardell, and that's what they were talking about. And he said Marrone wouldn't let him.
But now, which Marrone? Because Marrone was a 1-15 coach, yeah,
Mhm.
but he's also the same coach that took them to the AFC Championship game. I don't think you forget how to coach. So which one was it? Were they not any good? Could he not coach them when they went 1-15?
He didn't take Jacksonville
Yeah, Marone was their coach. Pretty sure.
when they went to a championship. You know?
Couple like 2 years ago, or 3 years ago against New England, and had to lead. Pretty sure that was Marone. We can look that up, but I'm pretty sure it was in that same Doug Marone. Because he wears really baggy pants and he's already heavy set, so he's funny looking.
We'll come back. We'll circle back to that.
Circle back.
They also signed wide receiver Laquan Treadwell as a former first rounder, who is 6'2", 215, but he has had problems sticking with teams. He has played for Minnesota, got cut from some teams, played for Atlanta last year, and I'll be honest, I was surprised he didn't stick with Atlanta. Maybe Atlanta didn't like it, but I thought he'd come on pretty strong toward the end of the year.
They could use him now, sounds like.
And if he's cut, they may.
Or at least give him a look.
Is he a first receiver? No. But I thought he was a solid backup for us last year. Some other big news right now is Tom Brady throwing shade.
And you're referring to the LeBron James show. Is it called The Barbershop or The Shop, where he goes on there? Have you seen it? Have you seen the clip?
I hadn't seen it.
So the
just
clip,
because of who you said the show belonged to.
I know. Well, I seen it. It hadn't come out yet. I think it comes out this Friday. But apparently, Tom Brady went on the barbershop with LeBron and said that when he was being courted by teams to see where he was going to go play, one of the teams, and he didn't mention the team, told him basically they were no longer interested, and his comment to them was, "You're going to stay with that mofo." He doesn't say who. He doesn't say what team, but he just says that. Of course, everybody on the thing laughs. So the speculation around all the sports world is he had to be talking about Jimmy G. He doesn't say it. The 49ers were kind of in the conversation for him, but I didn't think they lasted long. I thought it got down really to San Diego, Tennessee, and Tampa there at the nitty gritty. Now, I guess at some point it could have been. Maybe he was talking about Ryan Tannehill.
Well, there's speculation also. He was talking about Chicago.
Yeah, could have been Chicago with Foles, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which Foles did beat you, Brady. So I don't know. And more than likely it was obviously, Garoppolo. I would think. Who knows what the guy was thinking? But I don't know if it's throwing shade. I mean, you're a 6-time Super Bowl champion. Then you left the team you did go to. You won it. You could probably throw anything you want to, and it's funny.
And it's, and I think the reason they're saying Jimmy G was because evidently there's bad blood between the two anyway.
Yeah.
What I had read was when Brady got hurt that year and Jimmy G come in and went like 9-0, somebody got a little scared for the job. And that's why he's not there no more. He basically went and said, I want him gone.
But they went and won a Super Bowl after that. So, I mean, something, and I think I said this last week with Roger, I would be willing to stick $1 to a donut that Jimmy G never wins a Super Bowl. So the fact that New England got another bowl out of Brady after Jimmy G was gone was worth him being gone. Jimmy G did go to a Super Bowl, and he got a monster contract. Now he's fixing to lose his job to Trey Lance. Brady left and went and got another Super Bowl. Everybody seems to be made out okay, except maybe New England, who's stuck with Cam Newton. But
yeah,
I mean, it worked out in the short term for New England because they got another championship.
But I don't know that they're going to get another one with Superman at quarterback, because Superman has had kryptonite around him.
Mac Jones' job in the waiting. I think he's more of a Bill Belichick-y kind of quarterback.
System quarterback.
Yeah. Don't throw it away. I think Mac Jones, he may take that job by mid-season if he doesn't start.
According to how it goes, and also I love Belichick. I love his. You're gonna play. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this, or you ain't gonna play for me. And if they don't do it, they're gone.
The way it's supposed to.
And now last year he did have several that elected not to play. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens this year once he gets those players back. And this just, I do not understand with pro athletes Cardinals first round pick, Zaven Collins, was arrested. The linebacker was speeding and driving dangerously, doing 76 in the 35 zone. Now, I say I don't understand it. I can't say I haven't done it. I at first thought he was DUI. That's what I couldn't understand, but still, guys, y'all got enough money. Get y'all somebody else to drive you.
Maybe he was headed to Publix. They got Wednesday.
On Wednesdays. Yeah. You didn't
Not
know that?
that I'm
You didn't know
advertising
that?
for him. Yeah, I do. I do 76 in a 35 to go get him.
Well, you about got to do 76 and some 35s on
Correct.
Venus Road.
Yeah, but I don't know. It makes no sense to me. I'm like, you get a drop. First of all, were you in that big of a hurry to go double the speed limit? Get a driver. Even like the DUIs are crazy to me because you got the money to get a driver.
The DUIs really bother me more than anything.
But a young guy with too much money, you're gonna expect dumb stuff.
That's what Lawrence Taylor said when they asked him about
In between
all the drugs.
lines. Okay.
Yeah. When they asked him about that, he said, "You've given a 21-year-old thousands and thousands of dollars to walk around with in his pocket. What else is there for me to do?" Now, I could find something else to do, but I understand what he's meaning.
Should.
I mean, you're giving a 19, 20, 21-year-old kid $40 million and saying go, and they've never had $400. So it's gonna be the sports cars, it's gonna be the strip clubs, it's gonna be all that. And it's also gonna be with I'm the first round draft pick.
Everybody's my buddy.
Yeah.
I got a posse.
Yep.
Haven't they come up with some kind of class that they send them through where they try to help you adjust to your newfound
They
lifestyle?
do. They have the rookie camp, but you can have all the camps you want.
You can't tell me nothing if I
But
got
you can't
$40
tell.
million.
Yeah, if you got $40 million and you didn't even have 400 yesterday, it's gonna be hard to tell you.
Yeah. You, can slap
You just
across
hope
the
they
door.
listen.
Yeah, that's right.
Evidently, some don't.
Right here at JoJo's Mac. How do you say it?
JoJo's Potato
Potatoes
Mac Shack.
That's right. I always want to put the Mac first. Because I like macaroni, I guess is why. But I always want to say JoJo's Mac Shack. But it's potato and Mac Shack. So
At 1650 Baytree Rd.
That's right.
Georgia fans will probably be excited about this, but
Your season got canceled.
they won the mythical. They won it. And they won. Well, no, did they even win the recruiting this year,
I don't know.
or did they come in second? We're gonna go with second.
They win
We're
the
gonna
national
go with
title
second.
every year from now to September.
But Cleveland Brown and former UGA running back Nick Chubb is aiming for an extension before the start of the season. This is his final year. He had 2,500 yards rushing in 28 games. He has led the NFL in rushing in 2019 with 494 yards, and he did not lead them in rushing last year, but he did lead them in rushing touchdowns. He would turn 26 in December.
And he wants an extension now. The life of a running back short.
I think it's about 5 years on average.
This will be probably the last good contract he gets. So you got to you only really get a rookie deal as a running back, and then you get that one tweener. Because the next one he does after this will be like a 1 year, $3-4 million deal, as a reserve or something.
Yeah,
so
if he does
he's trying to get his
4
money.
year.
Yeah, he's trying to get his money now, and then play through this year. So that's not uncommon. I think they should pay the man. 1,494 yards in 2019. The Browns, they've got a good nucleus. They're finally starting to win some games. I wouldn't overpay for him, surely, but yeah, I think he's earned it.
But I think they're going to have to overpay.
I mean, if you test the market, I think it can hurt his feelings because a lot of people are doing the running back cut by committee, except for Tennessee, who have Derrick Henry, who runs the ball even in the off season. He'll go and play for like the Argonauts and run the ball for them.
Well, he has a case for the money.
Yeah.
And it's not like, yes, he's aiming for an extension, but from the article I read, this is his last year, so it's not like Julio, who in 2018 said, "I want to be the highest paid receiver," somebody signed another deal, and in 2019 he said, no, I want to be the highest paid receiver again. Now,
Yeah, he kept going
that
back
I
to the
have a
table.
problem with.
We know Georgia.
So if you want to succeed that year, if you have a bad year this year, can I go back to the table as the owner and say, hey, you know, you didn't play half the year last year, so I'm gonna cut you half the.
Well, they kind of do when they get rid of them. That's why everybody gets that backside money that they never see. Like when they sign a big $50 million deal and they only get like 18 of it.
Well, but the
other
players are getting
32.
it up front now.
Yeah.
So
But Nick Chubb, I mean, he is from.
he's
I
a
hate-
hoss.
I hate to do it. I hate to do it.
You hate to say it.
He's from Georgia. So let's just look at Georgia running backs. They don't last long. Garrison Hurst, Herschel Walker, Terrell Davis. I mean, we can go on and on. They don't have the lifespan to get the big money second go round. Now, obviously, I took you back 20 and 40 years.
Yeah, I remember.
But still, it happened. And there's other guys I just don't know them because I don't care about.
Well, but like you said, most of them are in the league, and they've had some great running backs.
Yeah.
But most of them are 3, 4, 5 years, and
Cleveland has.
and it's not just them; it's other running backs
That's right.
too.
And Cleveland has been. It's been a heavy dose of Chubb those first few years. The growing pains of Baker Mayfield getting him ready. I mean, you're running the ball a lot.
Are you
in
sold on
Cleveland.
Baker? I'm not.
What are you going to replace him with? I guess he's run of the mill average. I'm not sold on a lot of the younger guys. Kyler Murray, I'm not out west, so I don't know. But
Aaron Rodgers?
pretty sold on Aaron Rodgers. Pretty sold on.
I think he could go in there, and I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
I
But I sure don't like. I think Mayfield, and I told Roger this 2 to 3 years ago. Mayfield was going to be the same as the who was the previous quarterback there that they let go, the one they drafted from.
Which one? Tim Couch?
No, the one that he was in the XFL. Now he's playing in the fans league. Johnny Manziel.
Manziel?
I think he was a Manziel.
I think he's a little better than Manziel.
He's a little bit better, but I
He's
don't
a,
think he's a QB1.
He's to me, he's a Sam Bradford without the injuries. A lot of height, plays fair, but never superstar.
Ooh, I was thinking about Sam Bradford the other day. Is he even playing anymore?
No, because he don't need it. He got like $360 gazillion for nothing.
After that Super Bowl?
I mean, no, Sam Bradford didn't play in Super
He,
Bowl.
he was never in it.
No.
I know Goff was the one that took him, but I thought he had appeared.
No,
in
he swapped around, and I mean, he's got probably the greatest NFL career ever because he never did a thing and got paid. Like the Rams paid him, the Eagles paid him, Cardinals
That's
paid
right, he
him.
did get go. I forgot about the Eagles.
Yeah, like Sam Bradford. I think Minnesota had him for a cup of coffee. The dude made. You can look him up. The dude made like $200 million and did zero. Like I'd swap with him.
But to see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, people complain
And
about
Oklahoma, he's
backup
great.
quarterbacks, and dude, I wouldn't mind being a backup for the money they get paid.
I'll throw the clipboard.
About any, I mean, even hey, I'm 260. I can snap a ball. I might not can block, but I can snap
Yeah,
it.
I can get it to you.
Because half of them can't snap either
That's right.
or block. You got anything else for the NFL?
Just hurry up and get here. Like
Come on.
let's get through with all the
Spring
OTAs.
ball came, and that was such a teaser.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you.
I'm ready for both. I'm
I
ready
want to
for
see some
college.
helmets knocking.
I'm ready for college to start too, and to see where it shakes out. I really wish, and we can get on this one day where we are going to designate a segment. I wish college football would play competitive schedules. Alabama doesn't need to play William and Mary. And colleges do that. That's why I liked last year so much. For the teams that got to play, they played in their conference. Now, I'm not saying play your conference, the whole thing. You go out of conference, but God almighty, man. There's no sense in a typewriter maintenance school playing against Florida guys.
I don't mind the Power 5 playing each other. I have a problem with what you said. Florida State shouldn't be playing William and Mary.
No.
Georgia shouldn't be playing shorter. If you're a D1 Power 5, you should be playing Power 5
Well,
schools.
and I'll take it a step further to me. if you're a powerhouse school that wants to go play for a national championship, you should play those teams. If
They're not making you
if-
better.
I don't know who's a